Now, this is a topic that is very hard for a lot of people because so many of us know people that are very close to us in our lives, family, loved ones, love partners, who are suffering from addiction issues of some kind. And it's hard not to want to show them the way out. It's hard not to try to convince them of their self-worth and get them to see why they're making bad choices. The problem with that is that you can't save a person from themselves, and you can't decide what is right for someone else. This was one of the hardest things for me to really face, and that was the reality that not everybody might think that the choices that I make in my everyday life is what's best for me or best for them in their lives. Maybe they think I should do something else. Maybe they think that I am too focused on my music and my career and I should be more family centric. Maybe they think that I need to be more spiritual or just not be doing the things that I'm doing. And who's to say that what I think about a sibling or a loved one who's dealing with some addiction issues is any different than people who see me doing something that they don't agree with? Now, I understand how, it's a little different when you think about addiction versus, okay, well, this person is just going down a certain career path. But there are so many people who are hiding addictions or that you would never know have habits that are harming them in some way because they don't show the signs. Maybe they're not living on the streets and homeless. Maybe they're not in situations where they don't have any way to feed themselves. But it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. And this was hard for me because, again, we as a society, we based a lot of our beliefs on what we see, our perceptions. Oh, this person looks healthy, so they must be. This person looks well fed, so they must be. This person looks like they're doing okay, so they must be. They don't look like they're struggling. They don't look like they're depressed. They don't look like they have an addiction, so they must be okay. But the moment that we see signs of someone who looks unhealthy or they're living on the street or they're coming to us about something and they don't seem like they have their life together, we are quick to assume that they need saving. And sometimes what people need is your ear. They need a prayer. They need compassion. They just need you to listen. And this message today is to help people who are trying hard to deal with or cope with loved ones that are going down a path that they don't agree with. I used to have a really bad problem with saving money. It was so bad for me. It was so bad for me because I always kept working. I always kept making it. So why is it that I have to hold on to it if I'm always going to make it? Well, the reason why you have to hold on to it is because if something happens and you can't make it, you don't want to be begging anybody for anything. You don't want to be crying boo-hoo and wishing that you made better choices. And a friend of mine told me after she loaned me some money for like the umpteenth time, she said, I can't help you if I don't have it. If we both don't have it, we both out. And it really sat with me because I realized that's the case in everything. If I don't have compassion, I can't give it to you. If I don't have love, I can't love you. If I don't have money, I am of no use to you financially. If I don't have time for myself, I can't make time for you. And more often than not, when it comes to us being afraid for a loved one or thinking that we need to rescue them, we're operating from a mindset of lack, from a mindset of panic and fear. And we're moving in a way that we think that we have to physically do something in order to get them to see reason. But there's so much tension there. The energy there is not clear. It's static, and we're all over the place because we're not seeing the results that we want because we can't control anybody. If you're dealing with a loved one, if you're dealing with somebody who you're afraid for them, you feel like you have exhausted yourself, you feel like you're done trying to help them see your perspective and convince them that they're making wrong choices, or give them example after example of what happened to somebody else who didn't do things the way that you think they should. I'm here to ask you not to torture yourself, not to hurt yourself as you're trying to pull them out of a space that they are not interested in getting out of right now. Where your power is more suited and more in alignment is going within yourself. It's praying for them every day. Take 5-10 minutes out of your day to imagine, envision, and visualize whomever it is that you're rooting for, and see them in a place of peace. See them happy. See them where you would like to see them. Send them love, and don't think for a second that there is no power in that. And this is where I think I was really having a hard time struggling, because it's like, you think to yourself, I have to do something. I can't just sit on my hands and not help. I can't not say anything. I can't not try to fight them into rehab, try to get them to see what happened to this person so that they don't go down this path. I can't just wait to get that call that something happened to them. I won't be able to forgive myself. But the truth about that mindset is that you can get that call any day about anybody. Somebody could get that call about you. So no matter what, when it's your time, it's your time. And there's no amount of kicking and screaming that you can do to convince somebody that they should want to stay here, that they need to enjoy this place, and that they have to think or behave a certain way. What you can do is make your love for them unconditional. I'm not saying you have to be around them all the time. I'm not saying that you have to allow them to take you for granted or constantly supply them with whatever they're asking for. I'm not at all suggesting to enable anybody. I'm saying release yourself from that torture. Come from beyond a place of needing to save another human being, because it's not your responsibility. You don't have the right to force your vision on anybody. You can share it. You can pray. You can hope. You can believe and have faith in them. You can every day text or tell them that you love them and you pray that they have a wonderful day. But you have to get a healthy distance between your emotions and their choices. Because if you're so close to their choices, even if you want to believe that you're coming from a place of love, they won't be able to receive it because it's going to feel like judgment. That's the thing about us. Humans, we have strong emotions, and sometimes we think we need to push our way into getting things done. When sometimes we need to just ease ourselves into the alignment so that we can be in a space to receive love and give it. But if I'm disappointed in your choices, if I'm angry at the fact that you're not doing what I think you should be doing, if I'm mad that you're not living up to the expectations that you once had for yourself, I can't love you through that hatred, through that disappointment, through that judgment. So sometimes we need to create that space just so that we can allow that love to be the biggest factor. It has to be the power player within. It has to be something that they can feel no matter what, because if they don't, they'll pull away from you when all you're trying to do is show your love.